Hi guys, it's Jimmy here, and today I'm going to be doing a quick review of my T500 wheel that I got a couple of days ago. Now obviously, as you were aware before, I had the G27, and it's going to be a kind of quick comparison, what I like, what I dislike type thing. It's not going to be a really in-depth one. I'll put a link in the description to a good review of this wheel. It's by Inside Sim Racing. They do a very detailed review. Mine's going to be kind of like a light review, so yeah. I guess first things first, I really should go over the wheel itself and what you're getting for your money. Now what you need to remember is that I'm missing a clamp firstly, so any duct tape you see on here is just to kind of tape it to the mount and not for structural reasons. So let's have a quick peek at it. If you watch me stream, this is probably the angle you're most used to seeing. As you can see at the moment, I've got the wheel set up on my play seat, the pedals down there. The wheel itself has a rotation of, I think it's 1,800 degrees. No, sorry, it's a lie, 1,080 degrees. And I haven't really used that at all yet, to be honest. I mean, it might come in handy for something like Euro Truck Simulator or something like that. But for racing, 900 degrees is really all you need. It's nice to have it, but you know, it's kind of meh. The buttons on it, there are about 19 buttons I think in there if you count this as 8 directions, a kind of directional pad here. And they all feel nice with kind of clicky feel to it. I don't like when buttons feel quite numb, so kind of top good marks there. The biggest complaint of the wheel itself, I think, is probably the shifters on the back here. They're nice, they feel nice, they're made out of nice material. However, if you aren't aware already, the shifters on the T500 are static, so when you turn the wheel, these stay here. Obviously when you're going through like a hairpin or something and you want to get into the next gear early, it's quite hard to take. You have to kind of take a hand off the wheel to grab it, and it's quite hard to do. The actual wheel itself is really nice. I forget the diameter of this. I'll probably put it in I'll flash it up on the screen somewhere. Made out of what I think is some form of like plastic, but it doesn't feel like it. It feels very I don't know. It feels wheelie. There you go. It feels really good. Also have this on top. This little kind of I don't know what they're called, but basically just so you know which way the wheel is around. It's a nice little touch. Makes it look a bit more professional. Looks nicer to look at. The force feedback on this thing is pretty intense. I'm going to quickly run a car into a wall quickly in iRacing and show you the reaction that it gets when I crash into something. So. It's pretty intense force feedback. It's nice when you're fighting it. Make sure you aren't clipping it though. Obviously, when you're in iRacing, it's very easy to do that. And you might ask, obviously more intense force feedback, what about heat? This thing does heat up after a while, but it has got a solution to it, unlike the G27. It's got fans here, like built-in fans to cool it down if it gets a bit too hot. The D27 didn't have this, and there were points if I put my hand on my D27 after a long use that it was getting fairly quite warm, and so that's a nice feature there. Another part of the kind of the package, I guess, of the wheel and the pedals is obviously the pedals down here. Let's move some wires around because I'm very messy. Again, very well made. Looks like some kind of metal here. I'm not a metal material expert, but it feels very solid. Very weighty as well. The pedals alone weigh about 8 kilos and they're quite hefty. My biggest complaint about the pedals is that there is a kind of built-in dead zone of about a centimetre or so. It's about kind of this much dead zone. The rest is fine, but this little bit at the start there is nothing, which is, when you're kind of trying to be precise in a car, it is quite annoying. Aside from that, it feels good. It does come with a brake mod, I believe. I think I have it to hand actually. A brake mod for the brakes, like an extra spring in there. It's not really focused, and you just stick that under the brake pedal. I haven't done that yet because I'm still getting used to the kind of normal setup, but I might put that on eventually just kind of see how it goes. At the same time as I got the wheel, I also purchased the shifter with it. I forget the full name for it. Again, I'll flash that on screen because I have a horrible memory. This is a very robust, very big, very bulky shifter. Again, coming from the G27, where it kind of felt like it was a toy, this feels a lot more serious. At the moment, well, this shifter in particular comes with a kind of sequential mode here, and also like an H pattern gator shifter with 8 gates in it there. So it's 7 forward gears and 1 reverse, which is pretty cool. I haven't got. I'm not going to show that for now. Very solid, kind of forward and backwards gears here. It feels very very real when you're driving a car around. You know, pull the next gear as you're going down the straight. It does feel very nice. It feels quite well, a lot better than the D27 and the rubber band solution that I had before, which was pretty ghetto. I guess the next thing to discuss is probably price. Now, for this wheel, for everything you've seen, basically apart from the seat, that's not included, shall we say, I paid about £420. That's including the shifter, like I said. Now, I consider that a fairly good deal, considering there were some places who wanted just that for the wheel and the pedals and no shifter. Comparing that to the G27, it's about double the price. Do I think it's worth double the price for what you're getting? I think this wheel is undoubtedly better, but for double the price, I'm not so sure. I'm very let down by the pedals. I think the Logitech pedals are actually better than these ones, kind of for detection wise. Probably going to get some Thrustmaster fanboys in the comments killing me for that. But it really is a kind of a down point for that. With the G27 as well, you get the shifter included in that money, whereas I had to pay extra for it. So you know, not a great deal there. In the market though, it's fairly well. I mean, there's you can get the Fanatic wheels, however you say it. Their top range. When I looked at kind of getting a similar kind of package to what I have here, and it's, you know, getting near £1,000 to have that top range stuff, and I don't think it's worth it, to be honest. This wheel, I'm happy with it. I mean, I will probably be looking to buy the add-ons eventually, so I'll probably have a quick review over those as well. But yeah, the main kind of good points and bad points. Good points, the force feedback, really nice, really smooth. It's belt driven, of course, so it's a lot quieter than the G27. The G27 is gear driven, so you get a lot of kind of clunking when you really are heavy on force feedback. The other thing that I really like about this wheel is that it's kind of a bit bigger. It feels more like an actual wheel than a toy, and of course the shifter is really nice as well. Cons, the shifters, like we mentioned before, and the actual wheel, the paddle shifters, they're big and they're nice. You can almost hit them most of the time, but if there's any point when I'm driving and I have to take my hand off the wheel to change the gear on the paddle shifter, I think it's a bit of a fail shifter. So that is a kind of a negative against that. And of course the pedals with their dead zones. Aside from that, they feel very nice and feel very well built. But yeah, I would probably look at investing in some more pedals in the future, maybe some CSR pedals, as everyone keeps telling me to get. Anyway, guys, that's really about it. It was only meant to be a quick one today, so I wasn't going into too much detail. Like I said, there's a description, link in the description for a more detailed review by ISR, and yeah, hopefully you know now my opinions on the wheel, and might help you when purchasing your own. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.